can't help but feel that this movie was falsely advertised. It's advertised as a prelude to the actual anime series, and it doesn't quite feel that way. The first segment, if you will, of this movie kind of felt like an epilogue. It was the final of these two characters that were in love, and they kind of weren't sure what they were to each other, and you had snippets, which I would assume are from the anime, of different points in time, so right from their childhood right through to their adolescence, of them having all these kind of sweet moments, which we don't really get to see. We get like a few seconds of it, if that, and then they move on to the next one. So it's very, very off-putting to be the beginning of a movie. And on top of that, you know, having this like a culmination of feelings and stuff like that, there's like so much stuff that's throwaway. Like he refers to himself as a cat boy, and like you never really get to see that at all. At one moment you get to see like this big massive creature, but again that's not a cat, and then suddenly there is a cat and you're like, oh, okay, right. So there's a lot of thinking about stuff you don't necessarily need to think about, because this is not an introduction movie. It's not going to help you learn more about the characters. It's going to be very much like coming off of something else. That's how the whole thing is. And the thing that gets me as well is the beginning is the fact that this movie could essentially be in 2 episodes of anime. It didn't need to be one movie. It could have quite easily have been those 2 episodes of anime and then just done it like a special or something like that. But I guess they wanted a bit more money for it. The first episode, as I said, is about the boy and the girl realising their feelings and stuff like that. They mention like stuff like her parents passed away, her mother died in a car accident, and then you kind of get to the bit that would have happened before all of this, and it was about a delinquent girl who wasn't kind of showing up to school. She was in trouble constantly with her parents, and she's taken to this like teacher kind of conference thing, try and talk her out of it and stuff like that. It gets very heated, most of the teachers run away, and then you're left with this bloke who's very like calm. I wouldn't say he's passive, but he's quite assertive in the way he is, but he's very quiet as well. And they kind of hit it off, and then from that they kind of keep on meeting, and they have this kind of relationship, and it kind of builds up to something that is quite nice and quite good. And if the movie focused on this story as opposed to the other one, I think it would have been really, really good. If we started at least with this and then had the epilogue bit afterward, it would have made so much more sense, because you get to see Toru, which is the girl from the guy and the girl dynamic at the beginning. You get to see her kind of come to be. You get to see who her parents were, what they were doing, but of course, because you've had the story ruined, you know what happens to the parents in the first part of the movie. It takes away a lot, because you can't have time to kind of get to know these 2 characters and feel for them, because you know they're both dead when you get to the later point. And of course, like, I thought it was going to lead up to her meeting the cat boy, which is very prominent in the first segment, but when you get to the second segment, he doesn't even show up. It's very much about the relationship between Taru's parents and even her granddad, which is fine. As I said, I really, really enjoyed those bits, but I just wish that the movie actually focused on that bit and kind of got rid of the epilogue thing and just done something else with it. And then we could have at least had more time to flesh out the characters and kind of give us something, because then this could have been like Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and it could have led us into the series. And of course the series is completed, so a lot of anime people will probably be like, oh yeah, you know, just binge that, enjoy that, and it's going to make more sales with people. But I don't think they've really thought it through, unfortunately. I honestly couldn't recommend this movie to newcomers, because it's not very newcomer friendly. It is a very, very messy introduction with all the snippet clips, the confrontation between 2 guys, there's a love triangle and stuff like that, but of course nothing's really fleshed out, and that initial bit is 20 minutes of the first movie. And to even get to the good bits of the movie, which is indeed a prequel to the series, you have to get through 20 minutes of an epilogue, and it just doesn't make sense. It's mind-boggling. It truly is. But if you just want something that's kind of alright to watch, I guess if it was on cable or even Crunchyroll, I wouldn't be against it. I would say check it out. Just maybe skip the first 20 minutes. It literally has a title card that says Fruit Baskets Prelude, and then it goes on to the second story, so you can easily skip it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Have any of you seen it? What do you think of it? If you have watched the series, let me know if it's any good and if I should check it out, because I started reading the manga and I didn't really like the first volume very much, but someone told me it was about star signs and creatures, and there was a bit more into it than that. They made it kind of sound like kind of a shonen like battle thing, but I can't imagine this series being that. I imagine it strongly focusing on the romance and stuff like that. But yeah, please let me know your thoughts. As usual, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.